So, why I came to Korea. Okay? Why I came to Korea. I'm Mike's daughter, Esther. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too, Esther. Okay. So, I'm originally from the United States, right? Maybe you guys know this. 사람들이 아마 아실 수도 있겠지만, I'm originally from the United States. My hometown in the United States is Philadelphia. Okay, so I'm from Philadelphia. I was born and raised in Philadelphia. 우리 몇 주 전에 born and raised 표현을 배웠는데, 근데 아마 그 라이브를 못 보신 분들을 위해서 born and raised, 우리 뭐라고 했어요? 이게 의미는 born and raised. 이게 무슨 의미라고 했죠? I was born and raised in Philadelphia. 그렇죠. 태어나고 자랐어요. 네, 태어나고 자랐어요. 필라델피아에서. Okay? 맞습니다. 예. Originally는 토박이라는 뜻인가요? 네, 맞습니다. 출신이라는 뜻이에요. 저는 필라델피아 출신. I'm originally from the United States. 그거 우리가 originally 쓰는 이유는 원래 originally. 근데 지금 I'm not living in the United States right now. 현재 미국에서 살고 있진 않잖아요. So, right, I'm not living in Korea. I'm not from Korea. Okay, I'm not from Korea. I was not born in Korea. I'm originally from the United States, but now I'm living in Korea. Okay. My hometown in the United States is Philadelphia. I was born and raised in Philadelphia. I also went to university, okay, in Philadelphia. When I was in university, okay, 여러분 그리고 질문 있으시면 언제든지 뭐든지 네, 물어봐 주세요. When I was in university, I studied acting. Okay, 저는 연기 전공했어요. 연기 전공했어요. Okay, I studied acting. Well, theater and acting. 연극, theater, and acting. Okay. I also did some directing. 그 감독도 그런 것도 배웠어요. Okay. Okay. My best friend at the time, Sam, was also studying acting. Okay. My best friend at the time, 그때, right? At the time, 그때 제일 친한 친구가, right? At the time, my best friend was also studying acting, right? So my best friend Sam graduated from university, 졸업했어요, right? Graduated from university and moved to LA, right? Okay. My best friend Sam graduated from university and moved to LA. So, a lot of people who study acting move to LA because they want to look for work as an actor, right? 여러분 다시 한번 읽어 드릴게요. A lot of people who study acting move to LA because they want to look for work as an actor, right? 이게 무슨 뜻이죠? 그러니까 많은 분들이 그 일 구하기 위해서 자망님 오셨어요. 좋아요. 와우처럼 긍정적인 놀라움, 근사함을 뜻하는 말 알려주세요. 오케이. 그래, 뭐 이거 하면서 뭐 나오면 좀 더 깊이 설명해 드릴게요. Okay, wow, really? 진짜로? 대박, right? Okay. A lot of people who, study acting move to LA, right? 이사 가요. LA로 가는데 그 이유는 뭐 배우 일을 구하고 싶어서 그래요, right? So they moved to LA to look for work as an actor. Sam did that, right? So you can find jobs doing commercials, right? 광고도 하고 commercial, CF, right? You can find jobs as an extra 한국말로 어떻게 말하죠? 엑스트라? 약간 그런 사람 있잖아요. 뭐 엑스트라. 오케이, 좋아요. Alright. 그냥 엑스트라. 아하. 엑스트라. Okay. So you can find jobs as an extra. 우리는 yeah. Okay. My favorite movie, by the way, is The Count of Monte Cristo. Count of Monte Cristo is my favorite movie. Okay. 근데 이 얘기를 너무 다른 얘기 안 하고 싶은데 계속 이 얘기만 하고 싶어요. 이번에 이제 몬티크리스토 맞아요. 너무 좋아요. Okay, 한 명은 물어보셨네요. Okay. Anyway, of course, the goal for every actor is to get a role in a movie or a TV show. 아니 이것보다는 a speaking role. Okay, 여러분 이게 다시 한번 읽어드릴게요. Of course, 물론, right? 물론, of course, the goal for every actor is to get a speaking role, right? Speaking role in a movie or a TV show. 그러니까 여러분 이게 무슨 뜻이죠? Okay? 이렇게 모든 배우들의 목표는 best 목표, right? Highest 목표. Their highest goal, their biggest goal is to 말할 수 있는 대사 있는 역할, right? 대사 있는 역할을 받는 거, 구하는 게, right? 왜냐하면 그런 역할 있잖아요. 약간 여기 그 주인공이랑 그 다른 캐릭터 얘기하면서 뒤에서 엑스트라 이렇게 걸어가면서 물론 초보자 액터는 그런 역할을 물론 환영하죠. Newer actors take this kind of work, but if you're trying to get your resume 이력서 위해서, right? You want to get more roles, 역할, roles. Speaking roles, 말할 수 있는 role. Okay. So, my original goal was also to move to LA like my friend Sam did and act and like audition for acting roles. 여러분 role 역할, right? Roles, acting roles. 오디션 위해서. 안녕하세요, 박미휘님. 안녕하세요. 네네네. 여러분 지금 방금 들어오신 분들의 환영합니다. 안녕하세요. Thank you for joining, everyone. Okay. So my original goal, 원래 목표는, right, to move to LA like my friend said, 내 친구처럼, to audition for acting roles. Also, okay. So after I graduated, I decided to work in a restaurant for a bit to save some money. Okay? Okay? After I graduated, 졸업하고 나서 I decided to work in a restaurant in Philadelphia for a bit to save some money. To save some money. Okay. 필라델피아 스펠링 꽤 어렵죠. 그렇죠? 여러분, save some money 한국말로 어떻게 말하죠? 뭐 저금하다? save some money. 돈을 저금하다? 모으기 위해서. 오케이. 돈을 저금하다. 저축하다. 아니, 한국말 어렵다. 왜 이렇게 말할 수 있는 방법 왜 이렇게 많아요? 영어는 save some money. 한국말로 돈을 모으다, 돈을 저금하다, 돈을 저축하다, 돈을 저금하다. 아이고, 한국말 어렵다. Okay, here we go. 한국말 돈을 마련하다. 아이고, 또 있네요. Okay, so I wanted to save some money. Right? I was also playing in a band at the time. 그때 밴드 있었어요. 저 음악 밴드. Right? I was playing in a band at the time. I played piano and sang. So I play a lot of music, 여러분. 저는 유튜브 하기 전에 I played a lot of music. I also play guitar. Okay? So at the time I was playing in a band. I thought to myself, 저는 생각했어요. I thought to myself. 약간 이렇게 thought to myself. I thought to myself, I'm young right now and I just graduated from school. Okay? Before I move to LA, it would be nice to travel for a bit. Right? 이렇게 생각했어요, 여러분. I'm young right now and I just graduated from school. Before I move to LA, it would be nice to travel for a bit. 이게 무슨 뜻이에요? To travel for a bit. 이게 한국말로 어떻게 말하죠? To travel for a bit. 조금 여행하는 게 좋을 것 같아. 뭐, 지금 젊어서 뭐 그리고 잠시 여행하고 싶다. 오, 좋아요. Okay, I'm young right now and I just graduated from school. 최근에 학교에서 졸업했는데 before I moved to LA, 루스키 스틸 형 안녕하세요. 어서 오세요. Before I moved to LA, it would be nice. 뭐뭐 하는 게 nice. 뭐뭐 하는 게 좋을 것 같아. It would be nice to travel for a bit. It would be nice to go to the park. 공원에 가는 게 좋을 것 같아. It would be nice to cook some dinner. 저녁 요리하는 게 좋을 것 같아. It would be nice to listen to some music. 음악 듣는 게 좋을 것 같아, right? 뭐뭐 하는 게 좋을 것 같아. It would be nice too, right? So I thought it would be nice to travel for a bit, right? It would be nice to travel for a bit. In university, I studied abroad in Italy. Okay? 저는 대학교 때는 이탈리아 유학을 갔어요. Okay? I studied abroad in Italy in university, right? Okay? I studied abroad in Italy. However, 그렇지만 I always regretted not studying abroad in Japan. I always regretted not studying abroad in Japan. 왜냐하면 여러분, 저는 일본, 이탈리아 둘 중에 하나 선택할 수 있었어요. Okay? I was able to choose between Japan and Italy. Right. 결과는 이탈리아 갔어요. You know, I had a great experience studying abroad. 유학은 study abroad, 유학. I had a great experience studying abroad in Italy, but I always 살짝 약간 I always kind of regretted, 조금 후회했어요. Not going to Japan. So, at this point, I was now 이제 23 years old. Okay? 아니, 23 years old. I was 23 years old. Okay? 이탈리아에 장점도 있었나요? 장점이 진짜 많았어요. In Italy, I made a lot of good friends in Italy. I took amazing pictures. I tried amazing food. I learned a bit of Italian. I saw Rome, which is a beautiful city. 진짜 아름다운 도시예요. 로마가, right? Ciao bella, right? I saw Rome, which is a beautiful city. So Italy was amazing. You know? But I wanted to go to Asia. So I was now 이제는 졸업하고 I was now 23 years old and I wanted to go to Japan because you know, I liked anime. 저는 애니메이션 좋았어요. I liked anime. I like Japanese food. I liked the culture. So while working in the restaurant, 그러니까 식당에서 일하면서 So while working in the restaurant, I began to learn about, or rather, research Japan. Working in Japan. Okay. While working in the restaurant, 그 식당에서 일하는 동안, I began to research working in Japan. 여러분, research이라는 말, research는 연구하다. 근데 한국말로는 연구하다. 약간 어떻게 일하는지 연구하다. 이렇게 말할 수 있어요. 어떻게 조사하다. I see. Right? 약간 알아보다, right? 찾아보다, exactly. 인터넷으로, right? 아무튼 여러분 무슨 음식 식당에서 일했나요? So, I worked in a brunch restaurant. We had brunch, right? We had brunch. It was very busy on the weekends. But I made a lot of money in tips. 저는 팁 많이 받았어요. 식당에서 일했을 때. I made a lot of money in tips. Okay? I made a lot of money in tips. 칭찬 감사합니다. 에펠님. 아무튼 여러분, the reason Korea wasn't my first choice was because I didn't know anything about South Korea 10 years ago. 여러분, 이게 중요한 포인트예요. The reason Korea wasn't my first choice was because I didn't know anything about Korea 10 years ago. 10년 전에 10년 전에 한국에 대해서 잘 몰랐어요. 아마 대부분 미국인들이 10년이나 15년 전에 한국, 코리아이라는 나라를 들었을 때는 그냥 김정은, 미사일, 전쟁 이거밖에 몰랐어요. Okay? 저도 그랬어요. Okay? I didn't know much about Korea. I didn't know much about Korea at the time. Especially 특히 여러분, especially 특히 especially 10 to 15 years ago, most people only knew about the war with North Korea, right? Of course, these days, a lot more people know about South Korea. 물론 요즘 사람들이 특히 미국인들이 한국에 대해서 훨씬 더 많이 알아요. 요즘 K-pop, K-dramas, K-movies, Korean food, Korean celebrities, just Korean culture, Korean music, right? 이게 강남 스타일 전이란 말이에요. Okay? 강남 스타일 아마 이때 나왔을 거예요. Right? This is a long time ago. 먹방, yeah. 그러니까 여러분, so as I was researching Japan, I actually began to slowly learn about South Korea. 저는 자연스럽게, naturally, I actually started to slowly learn about South Korea. 점점 한국에 대해서 배웠어요. Right? The reason is because when I looked on YouTube about teaching English in Asia, there were a lot of opportunities in South Korea. Okay? 네. 맞아요. A lot of foreigners don't know about Korea. Yeah. 네, 맞아요. 한국은, 일본은 좀 역사적 이벤트가 많죠. 예. South and North 헷갈려요. 혹시 자망님 지금 평양에 있진 않죠? South Korea에 계시는 거죠? 예. Okay. So, 아무튼 예. 여러분, Teaching English in Asia. 유튜브로 검색하면은 if you look on YouTube, you see a lot of South Korea. Teach English in South Korea. 엄청 많이 나왔어요. So, I began to learn about South Korea. I learned that it was clean, safe, fun, and that the people were very friendly, right? I learned a lot of things. I also learned about kimchi through YouTube, right? 유튜브를 통해서 김치에 대해서 배웠어요, right? Now kimchi is one of my favorite foods, right? 아무튼, right. So I learned about it, and eventually I decided to teach for 1 year in South Korea. 그러니까 eventually. 여러분, eventually는 한국말로 어떻게 말하죠? eventually. 아마 결과적으로는 I decided to teach for 1 year in South Korea. 결국적으로, right? Eventually, I decided to teach for 1 year in South Korea. Okay? I wanted to go to Seoul because I really like big cities, right? I love big cities. I like Tokyo. I like Seoul. I like London. I like LA. I like New York. I'm from Philadelphia. Philadelphia, which is a big city in the US. Right? I'm from Philadelphia, which is a big city in the US. Right? So I like big cities. I wanted to go to Seoul. However, the competition for jobs in Seoul was very high. Okay? 아주 높았어요. Okay? I'm studying on YouTube how to eat food that I used to eat more healthy. You're studying how to eat healthy food? Cook and eat healthy food? Nice. Okay? 그러니까 여러분, the competition for jobs. 그 competition for jobs 아마 경쟁률이라고 해야 되나요? 빠른 곡. 오, 좋아요. 안녕하세요. 예, 경쟁률이 높았어요, right? The competition for jobs in Seoul was very high, okay? So I ultimately ended up in 충청북도. 네, 여러분, I ultimately ended up. 이것도 결과적으로. 근데 여러분, 궁극적으로 그런 말도 있죠. ultimately. 왜냐하면 저는 발로렌트라는 그 FPS 슈터 게임 할 때는 궁극기라는 것도 있잖아요. 그것도 궁극적인 ultimate, right? ultimately 궁극적으로 언제 쓰는지 아직까지 잘 모르겠어요. Valorant, exactly, yeah. Okay, so ultimately I ended up in 충청북도, okay? And to me, this was okay because Chungju is only 2 hours from Seoul via bus, right? 여러분 이거 아세요? via bus, 그러니까 뭐뭐로 버스로 가면은 버스로 via the bus, right? 2 hours to Seoul via car, via bus, via train, via plane. via라고 발음하기도 해요. via. Yeah, via. 뭐뭐를 통해, right? 처음 들어봐요. Okay. 뭐뭐으로 via bus. Okay. To me, it was okay to live in Chungju because it was only 2 hours from Seoul via bus. Okay? Only 2 hours via bus. Okay? For Americans, 2 hours is not that long of a drive because America is massive. 여러분, massive이라는 말이 아시나요? Massive, 거대한, 아주 크다, right? For Americans, 2 hours is not that long of a drive. 그렇게 큰 먼 운전 모험 아니에요, right? 그렇게 멀진 않아요, 우리한테. Because America is massive, 아주 거대한 나라여서, right? 비행기를 갈아탈 때 via를 본 것 같아요. Exactly, 맞습니다. through는 쓰기 어색한가요? through는 via는 훨씬 더 좋아요. through는 틀린 것 같아요. through는 틀린 것 같아요. through bus 아니에요. via. 굳이 다른 말 쓰고 싶다면은 2 hours from Seoul via bus. On a bus. 굳이 다른 근데 via는 제일 자연스러워요. Yeah. Okay. At first, Chungju was a bit boring to me because I didn't have any friends. I couldn't read Korean, and I wasn't used to Korean food. Okay? At first, Chungju was a bit boring to me because I didn't have any friends. I couldn't read Korean, and I wasn't used to Korean food. 여러분, I wasn't used to Korean food. 어떻게 말하죠? 한국말로? I wasn't used to Korean food. 한국말로 어떻게 말하죠? 예, 익숙하진 않았어요. Right. 한국 음식은 아직까지 익숙하진 않았어요. 아무튼, 예. However, I soon grew to love Chungju. Okay? 한국 음식을 그때는 먹어본 적이 없었어요. Right, exactly. I didn't have any Korean food at the time. Yeah, right. 적응되진 않았어요. Exactly, 맞아요. However, 그렇지만 I soon grew to love Chungju. Okay? 여러분, grew to love 아주 좋은 표현이에요. Right? I grew to love. 좋아하게 되었어요. 좋아하게 됐어요. Okay? 점점 좋아하게 됐어요. Exactly. I soon grew to love Chungju. Okay. I grew to love jazz music. I grew to love comedy movies. I grew to love shooting games. Okay? I grew to love Korean food. 아주 자연스럽고 원어민들이 많이 쓰는 표현이에요. Yeah. 영상 보면서 영어에 익숙해지려고 하고 있어요. 항상 감사드립니다. 좋아요. 김슬기님 좋아요. Get to love은 안 써요. I get to love. I got to love. Grew to love. Grow to love. Get to love은 안 써요. Okay. I made friends from England, the US, New Zealand, and of course, Korea. Okay. I made friends from England. I made friends from England, the US, New Zealand, Canada도 사실, Canada, and of course, Korea. Okay. I made friends. 친구를 만들었다. I regularly went to Seoul on the weekends via bus. Okay? Regularly 한국말로 어떻게 말하죠? 자주, 장기적으로, 정기적으로라고 해야 되죠. 규칙적으로. 오, 좋아요. 아니, 여러분, 한국말 왜 이렇게 표현이 다양하죠? 그냥 regularly, 정기적으로, 자주, 규칙적으로. 너무 많다. Okay. I regularly went to Seoul on the weekends via bus. I learned to read and write Korean. I learned to read and write Korean. I eventually started practicing speaking with my Korean coworkers. 저는 어느 순간부터 이럴 때는 eventually는 어느 순간부터 I eventually started practicing speaking with my Korean coworkers. Okay? By bus은 by bus 해도 돼요. By bus 좋아요. By bus. 그것도 좋아요. 좋아요. 헨리 K 님 좋아요. Right. I learned to read and write Korean. I eventually started practicing speaking with my Korean coworkers. Okay? After 1 year of living in Korea and teaching English in a elementary school, right? 초등학교에서 1년 동안 충주시에서 일하고 나서 after 1 year of living in Korea and teaching English as in an elementary school, I had to choose if I wanted to stay in Korea or not. 계속 한국에서 살까 아니면 안 살까, 살지 안 살지 이제부터 선택해야 했어요. Okay? I had to choose if I wanted to stay in Korea or not. I thought, well, my original plan was to only live in Asia for 1 year and then go back to the United States and move to LA and become an actor, right? 저는 이렇게 생각했다. I thought, well, 그럼 my original plan was to only live in Asia for 1 year and then go back to the United States and move to LA and become an actor, right? 그게 제 원래 계획이었어요. 그러니까 1년 살다가 미국으로 돌아가서 LA로 이사해서 배우로 일하는 게, right? That was my original plan. However, I simply fell in love with learning Korean. Okay? I fell in love with learning Korean. 여러분, fall in love. 그게 사랑에 빠지다라는 뜻이죠. 그렇죠? 사랑에 빠지다, right? Right? I simply fell in love. 근데 fall in love 무슨 행동, 무슨 물체, 동사도 돼요, right? Okay. I simply fell in love with learning Korean. 한국어로 배우는 것에 사랑에 빠졌어요. 유혹에 빠졌어요, right? 감사합니다. 구독 감사합니다. 지금 레벨은 잘 모르겠어요. 그쵸? 뭐 A2 B1 정도죠. A2 B1 정도 맞는 것 같아요. 오케이. 요즘 한국 K 무비 유명한데 기회 된다면 한국 영화에 출연하는 게 그건 어떠실까요? 전 좋아요. 저는 좋아요. Okay. However, I simply fell in love with learning Korean. I decided I wanted to move to Seoul and continue learning Korean. I wanted to move to Seoul and continue learning Korean at Sogang University. It's Sogang University. Ever since I was young, I wanted to learn languages. 충주에서 살고 있었다고요? 네, 맞습니다. 충주에서 살았어요. Ever since I was, 저는 어렸을 때부터, ever since I was young, 어렸을 때부터, ever since I was young, I wanted to learn languages. I felt it would be a waste to only learn Korean for 1 year, move back to the US, and never study Korean ever again, right? 왜냐면 여러분, 현실적으로 생각하시면은 한국어를 한국에서 살지 않으면은 쓸 때는 거의 없어요. Right? So if I learned Korean for 1 year, 쓸 기회가 많이 없을 것 같아요. 없었을 거예요. Right? 미국으로 돌아간다면은, right? Maybe just for fun, 약간 취미로. 근데 실용적인 그런 기회 많이 없을 것 같아요. Anyway, so I felt it would be a waste. 만약에 a waste, 여러분, I felt it would be a waste. 여러분, 이거 한국말 어떻게 말하죠? I felt it would be a waste. It would be a waste. 약간 좀 아까울 것 같아. 아깝다, right? 아깝다고 생각했어요. 시간 낭비보다는, 왜냐하면 시간 낭비라고 생각하지 않았어요. 만약에 1년만 살았으면 1년만 살고 배웠다면 아깝다고 낭비했다고 생각하진 않았을 거예요. 그냥 아깝다? 근데 시간 낭비하면은 그건 부정적인 의미죠. 완전히 부정적인 의미죠. 약간 진짜 시간 아깝다. 아니면 wasting time. 근데 wasting time보다 아마 아쉬웠을 것 같아요. 그거는 제일 맞는 것 같아요. 제 마음 그때. Okay. 아쉬웠을 것 같아요. Right? For only 1 year, it would be a waste. It would be a waste. It would be a shame. Shame. To only learn Korean for 1 year. Move back to the US and never study Korean again. So I decided to move to the big city and make my dream come true. Right? It would be a bummer. Nice, 좋아요. I decided to move to the big city and make my dream come true. 제 꿈을 이루려고 큰 도시 서울로 이사 갔어요. From then on, from that point on, 어떻게 말하죠? 그때부터, from then, Ever since I've been living in Seoul. Okay? Ever since 여러분 그때부터 ever since I've been living in Seoul. Okay? Ever since. Okay? Around that time too, I started YouTube. Okay? 그때부터 유튜브도 시작했어요. Okay? 그때쯤부터라고 했나요? 아무튼 자, 예, 여러분. 아무튼 네, 그게 여러분 제가 한국어로 온 이유 바로 이거입니다. Okay? 요약을 하자면은 I came to Korea because I wanted to live in Asia for 1 year. I wanted to live in Asia for 1 year. I started learning Korean. I loved it. I loved learning Korean. I made great friends. And I wanted to continue to learn Korean. So, I taught English, I studied Korean, and I started my YouTube channel. These 3 things. 그때, at that time, my life consisted of 3 things. At that time in my life, my life consisted of 3 things. Teaching English, studying Korean, and making YouTube videos. 자망님 3만원 후원해 주셔서 너무 감사합니다. 와우. Thank you for living in Korea, Sean. 저도 thank you. 저도 감사해요. I'm also grateful. 여러분 이거 알아요? 저도 감사해요. I'm grateful. 감사하다는 형용사잖아요. 그쵸? 저도 감사해요. 그나저나 추석 잘 보내셨나요? 인사가 늦었어요. 복 많이 받으세요. 감사합니다. 예, 저는 추석을 잘 보냈어요. 저 여자친구랑 다른 친구 2명이나 같이 양평 펜션 갔어요. 우리 아주 저렴하고 좋은 펜션을 예약하고 좋은 시간 보냈어요. It was awesome. It was a lot of fun. 아무튼 자, 네 여러분. 그러면은 혹시 여러분 질문 있으신가요? 제가 지금 방금 한 얘기에 대해서 혹시 영어 질문이나 뭐 내용에 대해서 질문 있으신가요? 혹시 여러분? 그리고 여러분 만약에 저랑 같이 복습하고 싶으시면은 우리 이 라이브 끝나고 디스코드 채널에서 오늘 배운 표현을 조금 더 복습하고 제가 예시 문장을 만들어 드릴게요. 오케이, 여러분. 그러니까 오늘 끝나고 저랑 같이 복습합시다. 오케이? 아는 게 있어야 질문을 at that time. 약간 이때는 아니면 그때 비슷해요. 여러분 비슷해요. at that time 거의 같아요. 비슷해요. 그렇게 크게 구분하지 않아요. Yeah. 비슷해요. Studying Chinese, nah, not really. I want to learn Spanish, French, Korean, and I want to learn Spanish, French, Korean, and Japanese. Definitely. 여러분 그러면은 저랑 같이 좀 복습하고 싶다면은 저랑 같이 복습하고 싶다면은 디스코드에서 저랑 복습합시다. 제가 질문 몇 가지 조금 더 답하고 디스코드로 갈게요. 제가 방금 디스코드 링크 남겨드렸습니다. 예. 샤는 제가 외국 분 도와주었는데 I think you should be thankful the pay by now. thankful the pay 그게 무슨 뜻인지 모르겠어요. 복수가님. 결과적으로 결국에는 이런 느낌인가 보다. 무슨 느낌이죠? 캔슬. 알겠어요. 재미있는 이야기 공유해 주셔서 감사합니다. 이게 잘 들었어요. 오, 좋아요. 여러분 그러면은 지금 저랑 같이 제가 방금 보낸 링크를 클릭하셔서 저랑 같이 디스코드에서 복습합시다. 팟캐스트 방에서 봐요. 오케이, 여러분. 그러면은 팟캐스트 방에서 봐요. 오케이? 복습 같이 하실 분들은 see you in Discord. 링크 클릭하셔서 Discord 팟캐스트 방에서 네. 오케이. See ya.